Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Product creation, creating the perfect product, all right? There's sort of can be looked at as kind of a contradiction because there really isn't anything, there's no such thing as a perfect product, and it's kind of dependent on what the situation is, what it is you're trying to accomplish. When it comes to creating a product, it has to be all about what is it going to teach? What is the developmental strategy towards creating the quote unquote perfect product, right? And the reason it's such a contradiction is because products are only used for a specific time, for a specific person at a specific stage in their life, and then they need to move on to something else. All right, what I mean by that is when you were a kid, you were maybe playing with toy Legos, and then you became an engineer and you're molding metal and you're diagramming things and building houses with actual real material. But obviously the Legos helped you with the mindset, helped you grow to become an engineer and utilize experiments, create experiments and projects that made it so you're a full-blown engineer. That's what I mean when I say the perfect product. And the reason I'm bringing all this up right now is because I was triggered by a specific product that I saw. For those of you who don't know, I do teach at a school named the Center for Creative Education. And I happen to teach in a classroom where there's a young girl who has a learning disability, very smart girl, but you could tell that there's something there in which she was diagnosed with and all that. However, she's very smart, and there's certain aspects of her that is very intelligent. If we can engage her creativity a little bit more, she's able to accomplish certain things. Again, doing everything. One of the things I'm really proud of is the fact that she's doing everything that students who don't have any learning disabilities do, and she's able to still improve. And if you look at her literacy rates and everything I've known about her for the past 2 years, she's truly improving and making all of us teachers proud based on how she's been able to grow from where she started to where she is now. She's a 4th grade now. So I saw she brought in a product that has driven me crazy in my past 3 years as being a educator. All right, has driven me absolutely fucking crazy. It's this thing that kids play with called Pop-Its. It's like you take little squares, they can come in all sorts of shapes, and they have little bubbles, and they push it down, they can push it back up, and it's called Pop-Its and shit like that. And it would drive me crazy because that's what the kids would be playing with, and it would annoy the hell out of me because they're always playing with Pop-Its when they should be doing work and all that kind of stuff, right? So it really pissed me off. It really annoys me when I see it now because it obviously triggers certain things in me. All right. So anyway, she had a Pop-It this past week that was shaped in actually a keyboard. All right. And I looked at it and I'm like, man, that actually makes sense. It changed my whole outlook on what a Pop-It can do, because let me give you an example. This was back when I was, I believe, like in middle schoolish time, probably a little bit of elementary school. I remember my parents had downloaded, the reason I'm giving you the context on that is because it was back when computers weren't that big of a deal. Computers were just, new. You had the big desktop computers and all that kind of stuff. And the keyboards it wasn't like laptops and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't like voice to text or anything like that. You had to actually learn to type in stuff, and that was what was major because computers were a big deal. People were looking for people who were proficient as typewriters and stuff like that. So my parents bought this program called typing something. It was a typing program that taught people just how to type, and they would make me be on there for at least 30 minutes a day or hour a day or something like that. They told me to do. And when I was looking at the product and I saw it was in the shape of a keyboard, I realized how if you take that program and how they were teaching me to type in terms of looking at the screen and having the buttons memorized and putting your fingers certain places like boom, 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 and you had this toy that they already like playing with, you can create a perfect product based on teaching someone how to type and having a Pop-It that You have a Poppet that actually is shaped in a keyboard, so the kids like playing with the Poppet, but then you're also teaching them how to type in certain ways. And it triggered me, and it made me want to make sure I make this point to you when it comes to business and when it comes to product creation, when it comes to service creation, or however it is you want to serve your people. Make sure you're aligning some sort of growth process to what you're putting out there, so when you're able to sell it to people, when you're able to give it to people, you're not just simply saying, here, this cool thing that kids like. Now you're honestly being able to show them the growth in it and how utilizing this product is going to help them in the future. That's how business is done. In fact, I'll actually close you out with this. And when I was heavily involved with Positive Coaching Alliance, one of the trainers would be talking to the parents, and they would use the strategy of putting broccoli in cookies to help kids eat vegetables and all that kind of stuff. Creativity is at the core of all the things we want to do professionally. It's at the core of growth. It's at the core of engaging not only young people, but yourself in learning as well. So you got to make sure you're doing things for personal and professional development, so you stay creative and you're constantly looking for new ways to serve people. That's how business gets done. All right. All that being said, main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, it's makeyaMove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.